And a family in Nairobi's Kayole estate is mourning the death of their 20-year-old son, who was shot by police during Thursday's demonstrations. Derick Nyambanga caught a stray bullet in the head and died instantly, even though he was not a protester. The police are also accused of shooting a KCPE candidate who was on his way home, and a 13-year-old who sustained serious chest wounds and is currently hospitalized at the Kenyatta University Hospital in critical condition.
The indescribable pain of a mother who has lost her firstborn son. Her pain too deep for words. Her son left home after lunch to make a delivery to a customer. Moments later, she received the phone call that every parent dreads. Derick Nyambanga wrote his KCSE exams last year and was an ice cream vendor. Moments after 3 p.m., a client called him to make a delivery, and despite the run-in battles between protesters and security officers, Derick decided to brave the chaos outside to earn some money.
Kashinda na nikapika lunch Derick akakula vizuri. Kafika jioni customer akampigia simu. Kaniambia mami nimepigiwa simu nipeleka ice cream.
It is on this spot that Derick breathed his last. He had just made the delivery and was walking home with his friend when he suddenly dropped his ice cooler, shook violently for a minute before he collapsed to the ground, dead before he even hit the ground. These bullet marks on this wall testimony to a life snuffed out, his cap still lying here 24 hours after his death.
Akaishoot. Ndio kupiga tu hivi nikaona Derick amesimama akachilia box. Kofia alikuwa amevaa ikapasuka katikati. Akaanza kutetemeka kama amesimama. Wenye alitetemeka kanini. Akapiga magoti akaanguka hivi na nyuma.
5 kilometers from Derick's home at the Bristol Hospital in Feather Estate, we find Jeffa Mohammed, a Form 4 student who was shot by the police in the knee as he crossed a road on his way home from school.
Ile nenda kuvuka ndo niende Tasia. Nikapata tu na risasi kwa mguu. Kaanguka tu chini.
He removed the bullet. However, some of the shrapnel fragments of the bullet are still lodged in the right knee.
At the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, we meet Justice Ondieki, a cobbler whose 13-year-old child was shot in the chest on Thursday as police fought the protesters. Ondieki says his son was playing outside his shoe shop with friends, and the next thing he got was a phone call that his son had been rushed to hospital with a gunshot wound. His face betrays the worry he harbors inside. His son has been in theater for over 12 hours, with doctors racing against the clock to remove the bullet that is still lodged in the boy's chest cavity.
Alipigiwa ikapitia mkono, ikapita kwa bavu, tena ikatokea pande hii. Sasa hapo ndio wanang'ang'ania kwa kifua, waone vile inaendelea.
Embakasi MP Babu Owino criticizing the police for what he said was the use of excessive force to quell the protests.
We need to take the lives of these children, and Kenyans deserve better. If eventually Ruto will speak to Raila, then why don't they do it now?
These parents whose children have died or been injured in the protest calling for an end to the standoff and for the streets to be safe once again for their children. Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV, Nairobi.